Hello, 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 hello. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, another day, another stream. And today we're going to continue what we started last week. I feel like I've said that every week at some point. We're going to continue what we started last week, which is, as you can see there, the Chun-Li figurine. Just, I wanted to have another figurine that I can 3D print after doing, one, I guess, test print. I want to have like an actual figurine that I want to print. And this is what we I guess wanted to do. Chun-Li, I think she's a pretty good candidate or character when you want to, I guess, practice, for example, full body anatomy, for example. Yeah, so last time we finished the base mesh, we finished the pose for the character, or for her, let's say. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go into the body and we're going to actually turn the base mesh into an actual body. Or, yeah, I guess you could say body. Yeah, basically into an actual body. So we're going to combine all the pieces probably. And then we're gonna, we're gonna continue detailing them so that she looks, that the base mesh looks more like a human rather than a weird robot. That's basically what we're gonna do today. We're gonna see how far we can go, maybe we'll actually, I think we can get quite far today. So, yeah, we'll see. Of course, before we do that, we're gonna go into the 30-minute quick sketch, as you can see right there. We're almost through with a year. Pretty crazy. And then yeah, so the first part is the 30-minute quick sketch. Second part is the Chun-Li figurine. If you want to see one of these topics and you watch this after the stream is over, on YouTube at least, you can see timestamps in the description, hopefully, if I've added them already, in the description or in the timeline. Somebody just followed, give me a sec, and then we can begin with the quick sketch. Thank you, 1 Kilo gehacktes. Thank you for following. Hope you had a great day. If you're still here, hope you enjoyed the stream. Okay, yeah, I mean, we can go straight to Blender, so we can do the quick sketch. I wanted to do another bird because we haven't done one in a while, for these quick sketches especially. Wait, why did the music stop? Oh, okay, song is over. So this one is the one that I chose. If you're ever looking for a really cool, I guess, monster concept, you could go to Chun-Li on Twitter. Let's go to their site real quick. There you go. As you can see here, this is I guess from them I grabbed a lot of my creature, well, not a lot, but a few at least of their concept I use for my quick sketch references too. I've used this one before, this one here, and this is the first one. And this time we're going to use the phoenix. I think it's supposed to be a phoenix, or at least some sort of bird, big bird. We're going to use that as reference today. So if you ever were looking for any cool creature concept, for example, this should you should find some cool ones here. Okay, let's get back to Blender so we can begin. There you go. Yeah, so of course I'm only going to focus on the head really, because the full body would just take too long. Maybe we're going to do one of these creatures soon in one of the follow along sculpting sessions. We'll see. But Well, we're not there yet, okay? So let's do this one first, and then yeah, let's get back to I don't know why I always wanted to say Cammy, but it's not Cammy, it's Chun-Li. Okay. Maybe we'll do Cammy at some point too, who knows? Okay, I think we're ready to begin. So let me get everything ready here. There you go. Perfect. Never thought I would be the first viewer. Welcome, ZKHN. Welcome. Why aren't you confident that you wouldn't be the first viewer? Hope you enjoyed your Monday. Let's begin with this quick sketch. 3, 2, oh, hold on. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't know why, but sometimes the timer just starts randomly by itself. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Hope you had a great day. I hope you had a good Tuesday. Mine was pretty chill. Nothing crazy going on. Yeah, you know, just a regular Tuesday. Well, that doesn't mean that it's bad, you know? I guess, you know, working in an agency, it's always good to have, I guess, normal Tuesdays rather than some sort of client, you know, just coming, you know, around the corner, demanding you to work or to finish their project within the next, I don't even know, like within the next day, maybe even less than that, you know. It's quite, you know, once you have one of these projects once in a while, you kind of appreciate the days where you just have, you know, one project that you can just work on the whole day, or maybe even a few, you know, rather than having to you know, blitz through them. Doesn't really help the I guess creativity. And stress. It doesn't really help with stress either. So after yesterday, well, you know, I think after, well, hold on. Okay, let's start over. Okay, yesterday's I really liked the outcome of yesterday's sculpting session. Yesterday's stream, whatever you want to say. I still need to warm up my tongue. Okay. I like the outcome, you know, Neon from Valorant. The scope I think turned out pretty great. Of course, the bummer is a little bit that my PC just decided to restart at some point for some reason. It could be Windows updates. I don't know. It did some updates when I restarted, but I don't know if that was the case. But I think they look pretty cool. I can still use the stream as footage, for example, for a video. It's just, you know, a little bit annoying that I can't use the raw footage, which I would like to use more, because then I guess I have more freedom, I guess. But, you know, I guess not this time. But I also learned that there's a different recording format that I can use that has crash protection, you could say. Now I switch to that. Hopefully that's a little bit, you know, hopefully that does what it's supposed to. It keeps its promise. I wonder if it's bigger than the other one. Like MP4 is what I've used before, but that doesn't have like a crash protection. The one that I use now is I think like MKV or something. I've never heard before. So, you know, we'll see. Welcome, Night Owl. Good to see you back. Hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. Maybe, you know, everybody always complains about Mondays, but I don't know if Tuesdays are any better. Of course, only, I guess, you know, depends on what you do. Maybe you love your work weeks. Maybe you love what you do at work, you know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you hate it. I guess then no day is better than Monday, except for the weekend. Yeah, but I think overall the sculpt turned out pretty great. I think it's a good end result for like a 2 to 3 hour sculpting session. So yeah, I think I'm quite happy with how it turned out. You know, for like a... I don't want to make them too long. I don't want to make them... I don't want to separate them into two parts because I think that sort of... I don't know. That's kind of... I kind of want to keep them in one piece. Because then if you put it into like a... If you upload a video... I don't know, it for me at least, when I look at videos, it always looks more appealing if everything you need to do is in one video and not like, well, okay, you finished the first video, you know, you're halfway done, so go to the next part and do the next one, you know. It kind of feels like, it kind of feels weird because now you're at that point where you already started, so you might as well just finish, you know, but you kind of feel like, yeah, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it feels kind of weird. Not to say that parts aren't bad, you know, but I don't know. I want to do these in one go. Not just on stream, but also in as a video form. Going all right. Still got half the day left. Oh, 12 p.m. Oh, okay. Well, 12 p.m. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Yeah. Wait. What do you say when it's midnight? Isn't that 12 p.m.? And 12, I don't know. American time is weird to me. Look at him, majestic. Okay, let me adjust some proportions here. Looks kind of weird right now. Yeah, so I kind of want to keep them in one piece. I also kind of probably think that a character like this, with the shoulders and maybe, you know, hair like that, and then also a little bit maybe of clothing, I think that's sort of the max that we can do for these. They take roughly, you know, 3 hours, maybe 2.5, which I think is a good time overall, and I think also a good outcome for the time. I think also the pace for this one was okay. Of course, I'm not the one that's supposed to follow them, or that is following them, but it seems okay. Maybe not, you know. If you ever do them, then you can tell me if it's fast, too fast, not fast enough. Midnight is 12 a.m. A better way to say right now, I guess, is that it's noon. Okay. So it's you have your lunch break basically. I don't know why, but for some reason, when I sculpt birds, they always look derpy. I don't know why. Look at them. It looks weird. Let's see if we can turn that into like a majestic falcon, or whatever that's supposed to be, like a majestic phoenix. He looks even worse now. Oh no. Let's see. I think the head is too long. It's not really the problem looking at it from the side. It's more from the front that it looks so weird. Maybe they just look so weird. Let me look up what an American eagle looks like. Maybe I'm completely off the mark. No, bald eagle. I think that's the closest animal that we'll find in real life. Look at me from the front. There's one. Ah. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess one important thing always to keep in mind is that hunting animals, so that, you know, predators, I guess, they always look forward with their eyes. So we need to make the eyes a little bit wider, or we need to rotate them forward. Something more like this. I think that's better. Yeah, I think that already helps. But of course, it still looks kind of like a mess because there's not much detail yet. I want to add the neck first, or now, because I need some more room or some more canvas to play with, let's say. So let's add the neck right here. Oh. There you go. I actually don't have a lunch break. Or I don't do a lunch break at work. Right now, at least, we still have the freedom of deciding when you want to do your break, I guess. And what I like to do is I just like to do it at the end so that I can, you know, go and I guess, you know, finish earlier. What I usually do is I just eat while I work. That's just, you know, how I do it when it's like the weekend, or, you know, that's also what I like to do at work. So it's not really, I don't know, I don't really, it feels weird to just end, like, stop working and then eating something. Because eating always feels so unproductive, or so, it kind of, I don't know, eating doesn't really feel like doing anything. So it always kind of feels weird to me, just sitting there and eating. Except if it's, like, actually scheduled in, when you're in, like, a, I don't know, when you're at a hotel, for example. Yeah, I don't know. Hotels is usually when you have, like, when you're on a vacation, so I think it's a little bit different, but still kind of weird. But I think at some point this year we need to do them, because the state requires it, you know. So we have to do them. But until then, I will I will continue to not do them as long as possible. Okay, something's going wrong here. I don't know about this. This looks weird. Let me see if I can salvage this. Something's weird. I don't know, maybe I just can't sculpt birds. Birds are just too much for me. I can sculpt dragons, I can sculpt creatures, orcs, whatever. The one thing I can't sculpt is birds. Birds are my weakness. Now I finally know. Oh. Okay, maybe we can fix it. Well, you can't really do much. I need to fix it. Let's see. I don't want to put the blame on you. Add some more structure here, because right now it looks very weird. If it's just very smooth, looks like he doesn't have any feathers. So why don't we add some? Top of the neck looks really thick and protruding. Yeah, the neck is, I think, the problem right now. Let's see how we can... I think it's too long. So, let's see. That doesn't really help. Oh no. Let's see. So we have the chest here. Okay. Let me pull this back. Maybe that helps already. Just to kind of allude to how it's continuing. It looks kind of like a... It's supposed to be like a rubber ducky. Rubber duck. But it's a little bit misshaped. Now it's looking weird from the side, but from the front it looks okay. So there's something is weird, okay? Maybe this is too far. But this one's is pretty far too, so I don't really know what a good balance would be. Maybe this one needs to be... Maybe like that. Maybe it's too thin still. The head is quite big, the chest is quite thin. Maybe more like this. Kinda hard to really see. Quite the chant for a rubber duck. You know, there are the normal rubber ducks, and then there are the chant rubber ducks. Maybe adding the ears helps, although usually birds don't have ears, so it's gonna, I don't know. It should work without it, is my thought. Maybe not. Maybe, you know, they usually look different too. Let me see what bald eagle look like. Okay, let's see. So I think this is too far back, and then we need to push this forward. I think that's better. I think the chest was too far back. This looks already better. The chest was sort of, you know, if you sit like this or stand like this, it should be something more like this rather than like this. So I think that was somewhat the problem right now. I think that's better now, but it's not there yet. Okay, we're not done. Okay, let's add the ears. I think it's coming together. It just needs some more work here. Let's grab the ears. Let's see what they look like. Very sharp. I want to begin here. Probably want to do like a nice U shape, not too long, or like a J shape rather. There you go. So that we can then invert this and grab the snake hook brush and then, hold on. I want to use linear. Zip. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Well, it's a little bit distorted. No, I don't want to do that. See how you can keep more geometry for some reason if you do it slowly? It's like Blender actually has time to keep up with your movements. If you do it the other way, zip, you can see how stretched it is. It's kind of weird. I wonder why. Maybe it needs a certain time to sort of calculate. And if you do it slowly, it has enough time to do that for the beginning geometry too. Another good trick. Grab silhouette. Oh, well, that doesn't really work that well actually. Maybe a little bit. Not that great here. I guess it still works. Look at that. Look at those ears. I think they're still too small actually. I want to make them bigger. Okay. Perfect. Let's give them some shape. They look kind of flat right now. Da-da-da. Okay, there you go. So that definitely helped. Maybe they're still too small. Oh, that looks pretty cool actually, even though it kind of destroyed it. Well, it didn't really. Let me activate front faces for this too, so we don't have the same problem again in a more precarious spot, more dangerous spot. This actually worked out quite well. There you go. This might be a little bit too deep. Okay. Perfect. Look at that. Now what I want to do is I want to grab the snake hook brush again. I want to set it to magnify. Do I? No, I like it that way. What I want to change though is the linear back to maybe sphere actually, to make some nice feathers here. Look at that. That's pretty cool. You can see how quickly, just by changing the snake hook fall off, how you can change the way, I guess the geometry that you pull out looks. The snake hook, I guess, what they look like. How you can really easily change, or I guess add different shapes to your mesh by just changing the fall off. Okay. I know that the mouth is open, but I don't want to open the mouth because I don't. You know, 10 minutes? No, I kind of want to add more detail, and I kind of want to fine tune the proportions and all that because it doesn't really. It's not there yet. Okay. I need a little bit more time to get there. Let's see. Let's go to the eyes. Okay. We need to make a nice little eyeball here, or eyelids, to place the eyeballs in. There you go. Look at that. Perfect. Look at that. Looks more and more like the reference. I actually want to add like a small teeth-like, sort of a teeth-like beak here too. So I'm gonna grab the grab brush and set that to sharp so I can make these nice sharp edges here. I kind of like those. Maybe they're a little bit too much right now. Let's make them smoother, and then maybe even go down here. Make the beak nice and sharp. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. We, of course, do not have a nose yet. So let's add it. Oh, hold on. Is it too wide? It seems too wide, maybe. I think these sort of predator birds usually have, I guess, thinner beaks. There you go. Perfect. Okay, let's work a little bit more on the back here because the back looks kind of scuffed right now. I'm kind of thinking about what the anatomy of a bird would look like. I think here we would have like in the back you would have the neck muscle. Then we might have a little bit of free room here, and then we have the rotation muscle for the head to rotate. I could be completely wrong. I'm just going off of human anatomy. It's the only anatomy I know. There you go. That would go to the front. So something like this. Maybe. Okay. There you go. Okay, maybe that could work. Maybe. There you go. Okay. I think we're getting there. We're getting there. We just need to be a little bit... We need some more time. And we do. We have 7 minutes left, so that's pretty good. The chest. I want to bring this closer here. Bring the chest together. Bird on the outside. Human on the inside. Exactly. In the world of fantasy, everything's possible. Okay? We don't need to restrict ourselves to the real world. The real world is boring. Yeah, it's actually coming together quite well. I'm happy with it. You know, I guess it was just I still need to learn the handsome Squidward face for birds while I'm sculpting them. we discovered that, or we talked about that yesterday. Usually there's always, when you do a head sculpt or a character sculpt, for example, there's always like a ugly Squidward, not ugly, but handsome Squidward face, where your sculpts just look kind of weird, you know, like handsome Squidward. Very, I guess, you know, I don't know how to say it. I also like to call it like an old man's face, until you sort of adjust the proportions and maybe smooth everything to make it look a little bit, I guess, you know, more young, for example. I want to add some more feathers here too, just by doing this waviness with the these wavy lines with my, what is it? Layer brush? No, it's the clay strips brush. That's it. There you go. It's the strange inverse of the uncanny valley where it looks so bad that it's beautiful. Yeah. It's when you have it's similar to the Giga Chad where you have a, you know, everybody, it's like the Giga Chad is sort of what I guess people like in, for example, like a man, what they're for example supposed to look like, the perfect man, but too exaggerated, so it just looks kind of weird and distorted, you know. That's kind of what it is. So it looks good, but it's too much basically. I don't know, the eyes look too happy right now. We need to pull them down. We need to make them look angry. The man people don't want, but need. Exactly. It comes what people wish for, but never wanted. Okay. I think we're getting there. The eyebrows are still too high. Perfect. That's better. It's not fully there yet, but it's okay. I want to go to the side here and just add some more things here and there. There you go. Make it look feathery. It's not perfect, but we can also use the crease brush to make it look more like feathers. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Two minutes, perfect. I actually don't want to go into more resolution because that would just take too much time. It wouldn't really add too much. It would just take away from our time. Okay. It sounds weird, but it is how it is. Okay, that's the nature of adding more resolution. If you only do it for a few pieces or a few parts, it looks worse than if you don't do it at all. Okay, so the problem is now that we've done it here, I kind of want to do it here on the neck too, just a little bit, as you can see here in the back too, for it. So we're going to go back to the snake hook brush, set it to sphere, nice, and then we're just going to do this. I don't know if that'll look good. Dude, don't do this if you want to, you know, retopologize your character. Hopefully that's somewhat obvious. The geometry is probably too crazy for that. I guess you can still try, but I don't know if it'll work out. So don't do this if you want to retopologize your character or whatever, your creature. There you go. Maybe we can add some turbulence into the feathers too. Ruffle the feathers. Okay, that's a good word for it, I guess. There you go. I don't really do too much. I just kind of move it and maybe even rotate it a little bit. Bring some distortion into it. I think that makes it look more... you know what? It actually looks bad. It doesn't look as good as I thought it would. So I'm not going to continue. 52 seconds. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe go to the beak once more. Sharpen it a little bit. There you go. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay, I think we can... Oh, first of all, of course, cut off the bottom part because we don't need it. Let's see, what do we need? What do we need? We need this. Zip. There you go. Oh, hello. I guess we can fix that real quick. What I like to use is the Simplify brush. I think we can actually use the Slide Relax for this. Can we? Not really. Well, okay. We need to use Simplify. Oh, I think I've never heard that song before. Interesting. Probably pretty quiet for you. Maybe, you know, you can hear it a little bit. Of course, you cannot hear it if I am talking probably, but it is how it is, okay? We're not here to listen to music, mainly, I guess. At least, I guess maybe you are, you know? Maybe the music is more interesting than what I'm saying. I guess if that's the case, be welcome to listen to my playlist. Okay, there you go. Okay. There it is, the final Phoenix. I'm not quite sure about the chest piece, but I think it looked pretty good. Let's go to the layout. I think for the reference it works better because it looks like he's like in pose, so it looks like the head is just like, you know, trying to bolt forward, for example. Trying to gain some momentum to move forward, maybe. But if it's just standing, it looks kind of weird, maybe. You know what? I want to do a few more things here. This looks too static. What I want to do is I want to impose it. So let's go in here and we're going to use... Oh, we can probably use dynamic topology off, and then we can use this. There you go. There you go. And then there you go. Okay. Welcome back, Hustler. Hope you hope your last meal was good. Hope your hope work wasn't too bad. Maybe even good, you know, maybe even great. I don't know if that's possible, but you know, could be. Okay. And then we set it to, what is it? Rotation face set. There you go. And we need to disable symmetry. How can I... Yeah, that's always the problem, kind of rotating it a certain way. I guess we just do it this way. Oh, nope. Kind of want to rotate. Rotating it with the pose brush is always a problem. I don't really think you can rotate with it because it isn't really used for that. But I guess what you could do is you could do something like this. Yeah, I guess that works. And then we can use the grab brush to kind of fix the neck here. There you go. Got a few free days coming up. Oh. Gonna make a character? Okay. Do you have one specific in mind or just a, you know, an OC original character? What is it gonna be? Maybe Neon, you know, maybe Neon from Valorant. Could be a cool idea. I don't know where I just ended up. Hold on. Oh. There you go. Okay. Let's use the sphere and make it double. Well, subdivided is not what I wanted. Let's double it. I can't use symmetry, of course. Well, I guess we're going to use it. We're going to use two individual ones and place them in the eye. Good thing is this one doesn't have... I don't want to use like... I don't want to use pupils, so we can just use black eyes, which makes it easier to place them because they don't need to be perfectly in the exact right place. There you go. Perfect. Nothing in mind yet. Trying to look for something. Oh, you know what you could do? You could look through my you could look through my Pinterest board characters, or concept art characters, I think it's called. Maybe you'll find something there. That's what I like to use when I do characters. What would be cool? I kind of like this when it's kind of looking upwards, but it's of course a little bit too wide to put it in like that. Maybe more like this. Then we can move it over here a little bit more. Maybe even lower. No, I don't want to put it lower because then we can't really see much anymore. So I think that's pretty good. Okay. Want to look for a game character? Yeah, game characters are very good, especially if you find a model, because then, you know, you have the perfect neutral face that you can just reference. Okay. Render. Light, non-existent. Perfect. What do we need? What do we need? We need this. There you go. Go to the world and make it darker. I want to have a similar lighting than what I had yesterday. Basically having a light shining from the top downwards onto the head. Something like that. I think that's pretty cool. Maybe even over here, so we have a nice shadow on the eye. Like that. Perfect. Then we use the second light to... Wait, what if I actually just make this wider? Sometimes you can actually get away with only 2 lights, especially if the first light is very wide. So something more like this maybe. That's pretty cool actually. I like these lights when they're very big. Yeah, there you go. Do you have an Instagram account? Post this render? Yep. You'll find it in the description of this stream. Or you can also just look up Noggy Now on Instagram. Or I think on all social media. If not Noggy Now, then it should be Noggy. So either one of these should work. Make this bigger. Oh. Maybe like that. I don't know what colors we've used recently. Let's see. So yellow could be cool because it's a phoenix. Orange could be cool. Red could be cool. But I don't know what I've used recently. I think yesterday I've used green. But green, of course, doesn't really work anyway. Then we have, well, yellow. Okay, well. Red. What do we have here? Green again. Teal, whatever. Yeah, I think we're kind of... maybe blue would work. This blue is... I haven't used blue for a while. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe we can make the background blue and then the front in post-production yellow. That could be cool. So it could be like a nice sky blue like that. Perfect. And then in the back, I mean in the post, we can do the yellow. Let's create some shaders here. This one first. Black. Perfect. Okay. And then we need the quick sketch shader. Quick sculpt, of course. I'm sorry. There you go. Didn't really do much, but that's okay. You know what would be cool? So what if we just... I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. I thought about maybe adding a gradient to the background, but nope. I'm not going to do that, okay? Welcome back, Athrin. Hope you had a great day too. coming back with another question. What's the difference between bump and normal? Well, it's basically just a different way to create height maps, I guess you could say. With the bump map, you use black and white values, and with normal maps, you can use, I think you use RGB values. I think how I understood it is that normal maps are more precise or higher quality, but they're harder to produce. So that's why both exist. You know, if you want to have a quick bump map, you can just grab it, and you know, or if you want to create a quick bump map, it's easier to create a bump map than a normal map. Oh, hold on. And that's basically what I know about it. The difference, of course, and then of course because they're made out of 3 different colors. The normal map, which is RG and B, which is why oftentimes everything looks kind of like bluish, reddish, or purple maybe, because it's a mix between red and green, red and blue. Oh, hello. 0.4. Perfect. What do we place it closer? No. Nope. I actually like that too, sort of on eye height. There you go. Okay, that's better actually. The function is basically the same. It's really only, or well, it might be, you know, there might be a difference more than it just being a different way of displaying them or creating a height map, but that's how I understood it when I looked into it. So there could be more, but you know, maybe not. Normal maps contain more information, some height, ambient occlusion, and just generally more detail since it's RGB values. Bump is mainly just height from my understanding. Okay. Yeah. So even, yeah, ambient occlusion. Yeah, I guess I can see that. Yeah, because you have 3 values, you can just contain more, you know, more data with every color you have. So with, if you have white to black, you have a range from from white to black, you have a range from 0 to 100. And with RGB, I think, yeah, you have a range from 0 to 255 for 3 colors. Of course, then you can have more information in any image. Okay. Let's add the glare node. There you go. Looks pretty dank. There you go. Dank bird. At the side. Yeah, looks pretty good. Dispersion 0.05. Didn't do much, but that's okay. Okay. So, you know what? So, last week, now, well, hold on. So, first of all, of course, we're gonna today go into Chun-Li's body and actually turn the base mesh into an actual body. Make it look like it's an actual human body rather than some weird robot machine, you know, thing. And I thought about so now that I've done one quick sketch for where I sculpted a full female body, not a full female body, but at least, you know, including arms and half the legs, and then of course the rest, like head and core, I guess you could say. I thought about doing, when we do another one, I would do it just sculpting it without a base mesh. I kind of want to try that too. It would be probably harder to do that if you have a weird pose. Like the pose that I had for the quick sketch was very neutral, you know, both arms downwards, like pointing down, legs kind of straight. But if you have something more like this, for example, you know, you have one arm upwards and one downwards, it could be harder to kind of nail the proportions, but I think it should still be possible. So I kind of, you know, if we do another one of these, maybe I want to try that. Of course, that would be would make everything a whole lot faster, you know. But yeah, we'll see. That was one idea that I had. 3, 3. Wait, what? 3, 5, 2. Kind of doing it freestyle. You're gonna see how I did it. How I did the quick sketch. How I sculpted a female body freestyle, I like to call it. In 3 hours roughly as a time lapse tomorrow. So if you want to see that, you know how I did it, you can see that tomorrow. Quick sketch day. What is it? 3, 5, 5, 2. Perfect. After some googling, bump map is the first type of normal maps. Is the first type of normal map, at least that's a good way to think of it. Normal maps can calculate angles, whereas bump map can only hide. But aren't those isn't there a third type? So you have bump maps, you have normal maps. Isn't there a third type which is called vector maps? Isn't that the third one where you can also calculate it moving? No, actually, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. What is it called? Vertex map? No, not vertex. Is it vertex? It's vector map. Vector map? Is it vector map? Vector map 3D? Nope, that's not the one that I wanted. I don't know what it was. Okay. Let's save this and then... Oh, it's already saved, of course. Let's add some greenish, some warmth into this image. It needs it. Go into Photoshop. There you go. Okay. So. First thing first. Duplicate. There you go. Okay. It's time for some warmth. Let's see. So temperature warm. There you go. That looks pretty cool. I like the difference here with this very, very bright blue and then this nice yellowish tone. Make it a little bit brownish. That's pretty cool too. Contrast, do we need more? Maybe a little bit. That's cool. Okay. Shadows. Do we need shadows? Always. We always need shadows. Although, yeah, maybe a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Texture, of course, always. Clarity. You can actually also use the texture to make it look more smooth, of course, without really making it too blurry, as you can see here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but if you go closer, you can see it. See how it's very, very blocky right now? You can make it even stronger. Hold on. Even stronger. Or you can kind of make it a little bit smoother, shaded smooth, I guess, without completely removing the structure, which is pretty cool. But I want to make it stronger. Clarity, yes. And then vibrance. Da-da-da. Okay. I think yellow is quite dominating right now, so I kind of want to bring back some blue in the background. I think we can do that with the shadow, maybe? And then also with the highlight. Oh, that's pretty cool. Highlights, maybe. Let's see what highlights look like. Maybe that's too much. Maybe we can turn this back to 0. And then we can use the midtones and see what we can play around with here. That's pretty cool. You can see the very stark contrast between the beak, which is nice and orange, and then the bottom here, which is quite blue. Looks pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. Haven't heard of a vertex vector map. Yeah, maybe I was wrong. Vertex map is storing information in the vertices by using a texture. Yeah. Yeah, it's not vertex map, it was something different. Okay. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. There are a few more things I want to do. Of course, we're going to add some grain to it. I don't want to do too much for this one because this one is supposed to look pretty clean. Something more like that, and then maybe vignette. There you go. What is calibration? Oh, perfect. Thumbnail, what do I need? Nope, I'm in the wrong one. There you go. Perfect, okay. So that's done, perfect. Chun-Li's waiting for us. And as you know... Wait, let me look that up real quick. So there's a shader here. I think it's in, yeah, in the shader editor. Select that. I don't know where it is. It should be in vector. Vector curves. Vector displacement. I guess it's just vector displacement. Yeah, I think it's vector displacement. That's what I want. That's what I thought. Vector. Hello? Vector displacement. Yeah, that's vector displacement. Vector displacement is where you can store three-dimensional displacements in one map, basically. So here you can see it. It cannot only store, so that's what it looks like. It cannot only store the height, like here. This is a bump map, and this is I guess it's a normal map. No, vector displacement map. There it is. That's what they're called. Vector displacement maps. They look a little bit different than normal maps. And these also store movement in the horizontal, I guess, direction. So you can create stuff like this out of a, I guess, plane with a map, basically. Or here. Vector displacement mapping in real time. Look at that. Wait. Look at that. This is only for height, and that's for vector displacement. And this is actually done in Blender. Look at that. See? So that's how much you can do with vector displacement. I actually never looked into them because they seem very hard to create, but maybe they're not. Beards, yeah. Oh, woo. Yeah, here you can see standard displacement and then vector displacement. Yeah, so if you ever wanted a bump map, stores, well, there are 3 different maps, I guess, for displacements in 3D. Bump maps are really only for moving stuff up and down. Same for normal maps, but with normal maps you can store more detailed because you have not only 2 colors, black and white, and a gradient, I guess, between the 2, but you have 3 colors for normal maps, so you can store even more detail. But then there's a third one, which is called vector displacement maps that you can see here, where you can use you can also just have a RGB map like this one here, but the colors are set up in a different way. It gets interpreted a little bit differently, which means that it doesn't just move vertices upwards, but it also moves them to the side. And this way you can create, you know, all these crazy, you know, pieces here out of these small, out of these things here, you know? Just by using one map you can create that, which is pretty crazy. Yep. Okay. It's not necessarily displacement maps, it's vector displacement maps. They're a little bit different. Displacement maps are basically just height maps, but you plug them into the displacement socket, so it actually displaces it in physical space when you render it. But vector displacement is a little bit different. Here you can see it. I might look into that, although I don't know how useful it'll be, but it looks pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna upload the quick sketch, and then when I'm done, we're gonna begin, or of course you're gonna see the good old compilation. Once the compilation is over, we're gonna go back to Chun-Li. Okay, I almost forgot the name again. Chun-Li. Last time we posed the base mesh, we adjusted the base mesh proportions. Now that that's all done, we can go and basically turn that base mesh into an actual human body. And that's what we're going to do today. So I'll see you in 3 minutes. Hope you enjoy the compilation, and then we're going to begin. Okay, we're back and we're ready to begin. I would imagine it would be useful if you're good at making maps. Well, usually I don't think you can create them yourself. You have to generate them. And I don't know how. I think you have to generate them. I don't think you can create them like in Photoshop from scratch, I guess. Because you need the 3D data and the displacement of that 3D data to calculate the color that you need. Which you know, I could imagine you can't really do in you could probably do it if you're very good at it, but you know, I won't go into that. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. So let's get this thing here out of the way. Let's go back to Chun-Li. There you go. So that's what we ended with last time. So we basically adjusted the proportions a little bit, as you can see here, the legs, for example. We also posed the character. So what the next step is, well, the next step is now to make this look more human. The problem right now with the base mesh is because of the rotations that we've added here, for example, for the leg, or also for the for this leg here, mainly for the legs, maybe even for the shoulders and all the rest. Especially here, everything that is sort of rotated, it doesn't really do it like it does right now in real life. What I mean is, like, the muscles don't rotate completely with movement of your body. Of course, they're attached to one part of the, for example, here the leg here is attached to the hip, and then it's attached to the knee, which means that it, or to the lower bone, whatever, lower leg bone, which means that it stays in place where it's connected. If one of them is rotated, that's what rotates, but the other one stays in place. So that's what we want to focus on first, kind of bringing the muscles back to where they should connect to, and also, of course, adding some more finer, refining the muscles basically. That's sort of the first goal, and then we can go into, yeah, the next step. But of course, that's the first part. I'm not gonna how do you say it? I'm not gonna join them together just yet. I want to do that later. I think I want to fine tune it first before I do that. I think we have more that we can do in this sort of, I guess, build without joining everything together. I wonder if these are still connected. Are they? What if I go? Yeah, okay. So we still have to, we need to make them single users now, because, you know, if I change this one would have a different muscle, I guess, positioning than this one. So we need to change it for this to work. So we need to make them single users. So we go in here, make single user. There you go. And now they should be, nope, they're not. Okay. Let's try again. Object data, I guess. Now? Yeah, there you go. Okay, we needed to separate object data. Perfect. What if we just do this and then say make single user? I guess that works. Perfect. That was easier than expected. I'm going to save this as a new file real quick, and then we can begin. Okay. I think I want to focus on the legs first because they're fairly simple. And then I want to go deeper into the upper body. The upper body has this weird rotation in it, which I want to look into later, okay? The hard part comes later. Let me pull up my references real quick and then we can begin. There it is. Okay. Yeah, let's begin with the legs. I think the legs are a good start. A good way to start. Okay. So now that we're here, we can actually go into sculpting and do some changes with Dyn Turbo enabled. I think what I want to do first is I want to press Ctrl R just so it... Did it already? Is it already Ctrl R? Doesn't do much. Why not? Maybe I need to select one of these. Okay, I guess it's already retopologized for some reason. Maybe we need to disable dynamic topology and then do it? Ah, okay. Okay, let's use 20 resolution. Is 20 enough, or do we need more? So what I want to do now is I kind of want to I kind of want to define the individual muscles in this here, in these individual pieces. Right now they're very blurry. I want to define all the muscles so we can then afterwards, you know, smooth them a little bit, because she has, you know, she has a rather not lean body. She, you know, it's like a lean body with a little bit of fat, which makes everything look a little bit smoother than, you know, I guess like a bodybuilder. The muscles are there, but they're not, I guess, fully visible because they're underneath a layer of fat. So let's separate the leg first. We have this here as the hello, can I please sculpt? Why is it so weak? Is it the scale? Do I need to apply the scale? Oh, it was on negative for some reason. Okay, And now it's inverted. Hold on. Flip. There you go. Okay. Okay, perfect. So for this leg, of course, there are two muscles that sort of go to the knee. We have one on the right side and one on the left side. Right here. The left one goes from the right here, basically all the way to the hip. So it would move somewhere over here, right there, to the sort of to the part where the hip sort of has like a small little I guess edge or corner that you can also sort of feel on your body if you feel it. It's kind of hard to explain. But there's like this S curve here coming from this muscle, going all the way to up there. So that's the first muscle. That is right here. And then we have sort of two muscles on the other side, but the other ones are sort of, they didn't really separate too much. So I like to add them together. There's basically like one here going all the way over here and then connecting to the hip right here. That's basically all one muscle that, you know, you can't really separate too much in the volume when you sculpt it. You don't really need to, because it's they don't really have a very specific, I guess, distinction between the two. Of course, there are two muscles, but it's hard to sort of, when you have skin on, I guess, when you're wearing skin from time to time, you know, you don't really see the distinction between the two. Okay. So those are these two. There you go. Same here. This one. That's a big one. And then we have, in the back, we have, of course, two. We have two. These ones go, I guess, to the thigh, no, to the calves too. They look similar to a triceps, although they're not as far apart. So we can basically begin from up here. This is a very specific pose, so I kind of have to think about it a little bit more. The references, I don't know if we can find a good reference for the pose. Let's see, do I have a good one? Yeah, it's kind of hard to see it necessarily. So I guess we just kind of go with where they should attach to the hip, for example. The back attaches to the hip, of course, in the back. So it's kind of connecting right here. And then going all the way to the knee. And then it's sort of splitting up into the two pieces. Sort of goes around the knee and sort of leaves a little bit of space between the two. Right here. It looks something like this. And it leaves a little bit of space here so that the other muscles, the calf muscles, can sort of slip through and connect to the bone, to the femur. I don't know why, but I know that bone. I think at some point I heard a story where somebody broke their femur, and since that I know what that bone's called. That's basically, you know, why I know it. It's like they broke their femur, and I was like, femur? What kind of bone name is that? And then I learned, oh no, that's possibly the worst bone to break. If you break a bone. And since then, the knowledge has never escaped me. Okay, so it looks something like this. There you go. That's for the back. We can maybe make them a little bit wider too, give them some more volume here. Good thing is, because we haven't joined all the pieces yet, we can still do some changes if we need to. Okay. There you go. And then we have a few muscles here in between. This one is basically here. Okay. There you go. And then on the inside what we have is we have muscles that go sort of, if these are going in this direction here, the other one's going in this direction because they attach to the crotch area of the hip basically. So what we need to do here is we need to hold them all sort of into the middle here. They have a sort of motion like this. They all go to the hip. Oh, hello. So we need to pull them into the middle. There you go. I'm always looking at my references because I'm not an expert 100% at all the anatomy. That's of course one reason why we do this. Why I wanted to do the Chun-Li figurine, so I can practice it a little bit more. That's also why I did the quick sketch, to test my skills and improve, I guess. Of course, this pose is a little bit more different or difficult than the other one that I did. But you know, as long as you know where they sort of connect and where they where the muscles connect and where they sit, you should still be able to yeah, sculpt the character. And any pose basically. Okay. That looks pretty good. So we have that part here connecting to the hip right there. That's pretty good. So that's one leg. I'm not gonna smooth it just yet. I'm gonna keep it this way. So if I sort of want to do some, I guess, some anatomy adjustments, we can do that afterwards. If we still have the definition, you know, it's easier to do adjustments. Let's go to the knee. She has quite a, I guess, I don't know how to say it. Knees are kind of, some people have, I guess, more obvious knees. That sounds kind of weird. But some people have, I guess you could say, bigger knees than other people. They're more pronounced, let's say. So that's what I want to keep in mind here too. One way you can do them is you can, this one word, there you go. You can split them into two pieces. For a knee, you have basically like two parts to them. You have the big bump in the front. Oh, hold on, I need to apply the scale again. And then I need to flip it. Okay. You can split it into two pieces. You have the sort of bump here. Right there. And then it gets a little bit thinner, and then we have another one right here, which can be a little bit longer too. There you go. Okay. So we get this sort of shape. I don't know if there's some sort of shape that looks similar to this, but yeah, it's fairly simple. The knee isn't like super complex. There you go. Of course, what is more complex is where the muscles sort of go around the knee. So this one here, for example, the one that we have here, goes around the knee. So we need to add that one. I don't know why this one is so... Ah. Wait, this one doesn't have as much geometry as the other one. I could Probably because of the remesh settings. Let's see, what do we have here? Voxel size, although it shouldn't really change too much. I guess we can change it. What if we set it to 0.5? Is that enough? Maybe actually 0.001. There you go. Oh, that's too much, okay. There you go. So this muscle, of course, goes around the leg. So let's continue it right here around the leg, so it can connect to the lower bone right here. Thank God I now know what the new the new switch tool is, or switch button is for sculpts to switch between, you know, the different objects, because otherwise this would be a huge pain. Let's do the same here on the other side. So the other one does basically the same. So what you can see here basically is, these two pieces are basically the two bones on top of each other. One bone looks something like, well, one bone comes from down here and then looks something like this. And the other one is sort of the opposite part, so that it can sort of rotate, you know, like the knee of course needs to be an ankle, so there has to be a part that can fit into the other, so that that part can move in that part, in the other part, without, I guess, falling out of it. So we have one part that is sort of a that looks like something like this, and the other part is something like this, and then you put them together and then you can move your leg. Hold on, something like, you know, that's how you can then move your leg, and it always stays inside of the ankle, or the bones always stay connected like this. There are different ankles, or different waist bones can be connected, I guess. But this is what you can have, or what you have for the knee. So this is one bone down here, and then the other one is coming from the top and looking something more like this. So this one sits in here. That's why you have a wider piece at the top and a slimmer piece at the bottom. And there aren't really that many well, there are muscles that are sort of covering it, but it's not too much. So you can still see the structure quite well. Okay, let's go to the other side here and do the same. Wraps around to the other bone right here. Okay. So it looks something like that. Okay, let's do the one here. I kind of want to transition the two a little bit better. They have a very stark, I guess, crease in between them right now. So I kind of want to make it nice and smooth, make a nice transition here. Something more like that. That's pretty good. Of course, you will always have some creases, which is why at the end, of course, we're going to join them so we can create the final body, of course. But this is still a good way to fine-tune everything without having to commit to, you know, without having to commit to too much, I guess you could say. let's go here to the calves. I think I need to do some adjustments here, or assign the scale. Apply the scale. There you go. Go here. Okay. Probably the same problem here, right? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So going back to the I thought about the thing with the quick sketch. Of course, as I said, the plan is still the same. I want to, you know, quit, or I want to stop doing quick sketches after 365. But that doesn't mean that we immediately need to go to the main topic. You know, that can be sometimes the case if we need that time. But I think we can also utilize that time to do something different, you know? It doesn't need to be the quick sketch. And it can also be something shorter so that we have more time between the main topic and the first one, for example. You know, just, I think kind of getting rid of the quick sketch gives me more, gives the stream more breathing room, which I think can be utilized for something, other cool topics, which it usually, or with it, which it couldn't, which I don't know. It doesn't have the freedoms with the quick sketch, so that's why I kind of want to get rid of it too. It doesn't need to be, you know, like, oh, now it's gone now, so now we have nothing. We just go straight into the topic, you know. It can also just be 2 topics that we can do in one day still, but they don't need to be as long, the first one, for example. Welcome, Lone Gamer from BD. Hope you're not as lonely anymore being here. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed your day. You can use that time to do the feedback session. No, I don't think so. So this today will be, what is that? Oh, so today will be a shorter, well, Thursday will probably be a shorter feedback session, but I foresee that at some point the feedback sessions will be too much, and I have to change some things here and there to make them still doable, I guess you could say. But I don't think we have enough time for 2 topics if the if the feedback sessions, I guess, like, if they are the way they are usually. Because, like, last time we basically used the whole time when we had like 12 or so submissions, or people that submitted something. We needed to use the whole stream to do all of them. Oh, you mean basically doing them, spread them out over the week? That could be an idea. Yeah, that could be an idea. I want to think about that. But I like having them in one day, because then you can kind of, I like sort of the event factor of it, you know. So yeah, I thought about a few things here and there, and one thing that I thought about was going into, you know, some people do like what are they called, like Reddit recap. Not necessarily like that, but maybe something more like going into the Blender subreddit, or the, you know, there are different ways, or different ArtStation, maybe even looking at some pieces and kind of thinking about how they made it, maybe looking at the what makes them interesting, what makes them look good, maybe something that, you know, I kind of want to implement in one of these one of my pieces, for example. I think that could be something, you know, you could do. I think there, you know, it just leaves open, it leaves room open for different things you could do. Maybe even smaller topics, you know, or smaller, you know, 2 projects at the same time, or two projects in the same day, stuff like that, you know. It just leaves more room for creativity. Whereas with the quick sketches, it's sort of weird. It's always basically the same, but with a different subject. I think you can make the first half the first third of the stream more interesting. A muscle movement is carried out by rigging. What do you mean with carried out by rigging? Do you mean should like? Do you mean wait? Do you mean that when muscles move, people move, which means is that what rigging does? Or do you mean that if people move, bones or muscles deform, is that what rigging can do? Is that sort of the question? Or I guess for both, rigging is is used to move your character, so that's I guess a yes. And you can use a rig to deform muscles. Fairly easy actually. So if you want to do that, you can do that too. You're not, yeah, you can do both. You're not, well, yeah, of course, if you kind of think about like physics-based movements, like if you shake your arm enough, your muscles sort of wobble around, which makes it so, like, you know, if you move your arm, your muscles wobble around, which is, I guess, hard to sort of rig because that's very, very fine detail that is like so fine that it's, you know, hard to really animate because it takes way too long. But you know, like deformations, like if you, for example, flex your biceps, which makes it shorter, and but also, I guess, like bigger, stuff like that you can definitely do. Turn on screencast key add-on, yeah, I just did. If it's bug-free with Blender 3 Plus, well, it works quite well for me. Haven't seen any bugs yet, so there you go. Problem is, so the thing is, I wanted to put it into my startup file, but it doesn't work. If I enable it in my startup file and then I reopen Blender, it's just not enabled. So what I now did to solve the problem is I leave this window open unselected. And then I just select it when I open the window, because usually I see it immediately when I look at Blender, you know, when it's open. Muscle movement better with shape key drivers. Yeah, that's one way how you can actually, like, I guess, very fine, create like very fine movements for it, or very fine deformations. The yeah, so for example, for characters in games, for example, you can't really use like shape keys, so you kind of have to work with as far as I know, at least. I don't know, maybe you can, maybe I'm wrong, but as far as I know, you can't really use shape keys. You can maybe use shape maps or like shading maps that can add like small folds when you move a certain way or when the character moves a certain way. But I don't think you can deform by doing certain motions. Where maybe a rig could do that. Maybe that could be an example where the rig would, you know, make a little bit more sense, maybe. But it also makes it just a little bit easy, I guess. Actually, no, it doesn't. I guess rigging is a little bit faster than shape keys, because with shape keys you would have to do every muscle. With rigging, you can just kind of assign a bone to that muscle, and then it sort of does it by itself. Yeah, there are two different ways you can do it, and you know, you can choose the one that you like more. Of course, for the calves, we have sort of two main volumes. They're still made out of different muscles, but they're not too, I guess, they're not, I guess, like, the calves are basically like multiple muscles joining together into one volume once you see it with skin on top, I guess. So you don't necessarily need to know every single bone. Of course, if you want to make like the ultra lean person, basically like an echo-shaped person, I guess then you need to know it. But otherwise, you can't really see it, you know. We have more. Oh wait, I actually did it the wrong way. Hold on. Oh no, I looked at the wrong way. I thought this one was the outside calf muscle. Okay, well, let's go back. Unreal can use shape keys. Oh, nice. Really? That's pretty cool. From Blender directly. Oh. Yeah, I think I've seen you can build worlds with like geometry nodes in Unreal or something similar. I've read or I've seen a video about that, or at least the thumbnail and title. It could be just something different, but I think that's what they said. That's pretty cool. Even like, you know, procedural worlds basically, which, you know, gives you way more options and way more possibilities. Okay. Yeah, the legs themselves, I think, are pretty well structured. Sounds weird. What I mean is that they're sort of... I think they're simpler than the hands or the arms. Probably just because, well, feet aren't as complex as fingers, which means that the muscles don't need to be, I guess, as complicated. I wonder what... Wait, can monkeys use their... Hold on, can monkeys use their feet like hands? Isn't that how that works? Hold on. Monkey feet. Maybe not fully. Well, they look more like hands at least. They even have a thumb, I guess. Yeah, they look somewhat like a mix between feet and hands. Here they go. See? They sort of look like hands and fingers together. The fingers are a little bit shorter and then the palm is longer, you know? But can they... See? This one is sort of bent like hands. I wonder if I guess monkey legs need to look different then anatomically. Can we find a monkey écorché? Do we have one here? I kind of want to make sure that I don't show any extremities. Let me check. Let me check that real quick. Let's see. We have one for a gorilla, but I don't know if a gorilla makes sense. I guess gorillas can use their feet too. Kinda hard to see. What is that? Maybe a chimp works. Let's see. So here you go. You can see if you compare these legs, to the hands. I think they look quite similar. Of course, they have a different structure because they still are supposed to do different jobs. But if you compare that to humans, right here, for example, see how much more structure there is than compared to this. Can we see it from the back, or let's look at it from the side. It looks a little bit different. I guess the muscles are sort of still the same, but I think they're more developed for this one, especially underneath the feet, or here for the, I don't know, even, I guess you have some muscles underneath the feet or on the soles. But I think they're more developed for monkeys because they can still do this, which we can't do. I guess also because of how the foot is structured. Yeah, I guess the proportions are just different, which kind of prevents us from gripping anything with them. I guess you can still do, but it's not as easy. Okay. Have you ever seen a a shaved monkey? That's a scary sight, I tell you. They look ripped to the bone. So if you ever want to if you don't want to work out, just, you know, get rid of your door and just open one of your windows. Put a like a I don't know, like a climbing bar there, and just make sure that you always, you know, have to climb into your house to enter it, or even just moving inside of your house, you know. Make sure that you put nails on the floor, so you have to, you know, use some sort of bars on the ceiling to do so. At some point you're gonna be ripped like you're gonna be lean like good old steak. It actually looks kind of weird how... It's funny how some animals look more alike if they don't have any if they don't have any fur. If you've ever looked at a shaved if you've ever looked at a shaved bear, they sort of look like mice, or like a mouse, or something like a rodent. It's kind of weird. Or another funny one is shampooed cows. Hold on, let me show you a shampooed cow. Shampooed cow. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's fluffy. Look at it. Look at that thing. Look how fluffy it is. It looks kind of like when it was younger, but now it's big and it's still fluffy. It looks kind of like a like a plush animal, like a plushy toy. I wonder why you have to shave them or shampoo them. Oh, of course they need to be blow dried too, otherwise I guess they won't look like that. Why would you shampoo cow? Okay, I don't want to get distracted too much, okay? I want to stay on the case. I want to get some stuff done today. So I think this leg looks pretty good already. There are a few more things I want to adjust here and there, and then it looks like we can go to the foot, finish the foot, and then we can go to the next part, to the other leg. Going from the legs then to the hip, and then to the rest of the body, the upper body basically. Give it some more volume here. Those good old calves, they need some more. It's supposed to be Chun-Li, not just some random character. Okay, there you go. That's better. Okay. Let's go to the foot. So the thing is, we don't need to do too much for the foot because she's gonna wear boots in the end anyway. So I guess all I want to do here is really just fine tune the shape so we can model the boot around it. Shouldn't take too long. Famous last words. I'll try to keep it short, okay? That doesn't help, but I guess maybe. Okay. There you go. You know, somebody said, I think yesterday, they liked that I used dynamic topology. Other people, they said a lot of other people use remeshing as their way to add more detail. I'm actually kind of curious now how that would work. I said that it would probably remove some detail, which it probably does, but I wonder if it would be a smoother sculpting experience. I think it would still be easier to use dynamic topology. It's just like a more fluid way of working maybe, but I kind of want to try it. You know how we did trying out sculpting with a mouse compared to sculpting with a tablet. I kind of want to do that for remeshing or dynamic topology, because that could mean that we could go into more detail with the sculpt without suffering any big lags, and that would be pretty cool. I would highly appreciate that, because that's very annoying. Yeah, I wonder if remeshing is easier on the mesh than using detail flood fill. It sort of feels like it's sort of the same calculations, but maybe not. Maybe it works a little bit more. It's more effective at calculating the new size of faces. Maybe with multiverse modifier. The thing with multiverse modifier is always that you need a good mesh to be able to use it. So you couldn't start from scratch with a sphere and use multi-resolution. I guess you could, but it would be very stretchy and you would have way more geometry in one areas than in others. That's why multi-resolution is a little bit harder to use from scratch. But I would definitely use it if I have a base mesh, for example. That's what I did for the arcane characters, for example. I used a base mesh. So it definitely makes sense there. It's probably the best way to do it. But I don't know if you... I heard before that some people in ZBrush, for example, first start from scratch with a sphere, for example, and then they add a... then they remesh the model, and then they use a multi-resolution modifier, which could probably work. Which could probably work. I have my 2 remesh add-ons that I could use. Retopologize add-ons. I don't know why I always combine or confuse the two. So that could be another way to do it, but I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I probably want to do some experiments with that at some point, because it seems like a valuable experiment. It might change my workflow forever. Ooh. Of course, only for the better. There you go. Yeah, I don't have that much experience with feet, okay? So it's a little bit harder. Well, feet, they're not that complex, I think, but I just haven't done a lot of them. So I need a little bit more time to get them right. The difference between knowing what they are and not knowing, I guess, what they look like, is the speed at which you can sculpt them, basically, you know? You just need more time to observe them and kind of identify the volumes and where they need to be and where they don't need to be. Okay. I think that's a good enough foot. Maybe we can make it a little bit thinner. We don't need to do too much because there's going to be a boot anyway. Maybe we can go to the back and adjust it a little bit. Thank you for the subscription, Sandro Visage. I appreciate it. If you're here watching the stream, hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you had a great day. Never play sub 2. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. If you're here, hope you enjoyed the stream. Oh. Yeah, maybe we'll do a foot week at some point. Just how we did an eye week, you know, where we studied eyes and how they look or what they're supposed to look like realistically, the anatomy and I guess how you would model them, for example. We could do the same for feet. I don't know if we need a full week for that, but you know, maybe 1 or 2 days. Just to plug a hole right there. Do it for torso, arm, leg first. What? You mean a practice week? See, now after this month, we can do all that, and we can do it while also doing another topic, okay? We can do 1 hour of anatomy, and then the other hour will be something different. Okay. So what I suggested a few weeks back, I don't remember what you said a few weeks back. I don't even remember what you said when you joined the stream. What I think I have, yeah, I can't fully remember what you said, but I think something in that about that topic, right? Like, yeah, I remember. Well, yeah, it's always howdy in the beginning, but then afterwards, you know? I don't know what you said. So, looking at the feet, we have one sort of, I guess, protruding bone on the right side, and we have one on the left side. The one on the right, or inner side, let's say. The one on the inner side is higher up than the one on the other side. Let me look at bone. Can we see the bones here? I cannot see the bone. Okay, let me go to a quick skeleton. Skeletoni. Let me give a... I actually wrote skeletoni. Hold on. Skeleton. Let me look at the foot. Foot bones. Can we see them from both sides? I guess we can't. I need to pull up Sam Webster to learn some more about foot bones and muscles. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. There you go. See how there's the bones of the calf, I guess, is made out of 2 bones. We have one right here and then the other one right there, similar to the forearm. And the smaller one, I guess you could say, the thinner one, this one here, is the one that is sort of poking through the skin, creating the bump on the outside. Let's look at there's the other one. The other one is being created by the other side of by the foot bone, basically. So one is made by the leg bone, which you can see right here. Right here, that's the bump on the outside, and then the other one, the one on the inside, I think it's actually also made by this bone here. I think if you look at it here, this bump, I think that's the bump that creates the bump in the middle. It's not as big as this one, but it's still visible. I don't want to look up feet because I don't know if that gets interpreted a certain way. Yeah. Facts about feet. Anatomy snippet. Okay, that sounds interesting. It's always howdy. It's always then bitching about my job and then distracting you, calling you a furry. Well, you need to find some new lines to add them to your repertoire. There you go. So we can find, here's the muscle, the calves connecting to the whatever it's called, the back of the foot. Then we have some more that just kind of wrap everything together so it stays together. Here they go. And then we have some muscles that go around this bone to go to a few bones here. I think this one is used for rotation, to rotate them to the right or to the left. There you go, this one. Oh, we still have some muscles, of course, underneath the feet too. But this one's the muscle that creates the bump on the outside. Do we have... Oh, we don't. Okay. Let's see. What does it say? What does it say? In a single day, the average person, blah, blah, blah. The bones in the foot can be divided into 3 groups. The tarsals, 7 irregularly shaped bones, which are situated proximally in the foot, in the ankle area. The metatarsals, 5 bones which connect the tarsals and phalanges. Phalange, whatever. And then the phalanges, 14 bones which make up the toes. Each toe has 3 phalanges except for the big toe, which has 2, similar to the hand, basically. Yeah, there you go. We have 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we have 2 for the big toe. Some of the joints of the foot include subtalar joint found in the hind foot and allows for the articulation of some tarsals. Okay. Transverse tarsal joint separate the midfoot from the hind foot. So here somewhere, I guess. Wait, does it say? Tarsometatarsal joint. Okay. That's fun. Found between the tarsal and metatarsals. Transverse tarsal joint is right there. Yeah, that's the one that I said. Okay. And then metatarsophalangeal joint connects metatarsals and phalanges. Along with the bones and joints, muscle tendons and ligaments are also working hard to keep you on your toes. Yeah. Okay. Didn't really help me too much, but I guess it is how it is. Let's go back and continue. Yeah, when I look at anatomy, the only thing that I really care about necessarily is how and, well, what pieces of anatomy change the volume or the shape of a of the given, you know, piece that I'm looking at. That might be a bad way to look at it, but that's how I do it right now. Thank you for the follow. Hold on. Found degree. Good that you found your degree. Would be bad if it's gone. Welcome, hope you enjoyed your day. If you're still here, hope you enjoy the stream. I think that's a good foot shape. Okay. I think that, yeah, the foot looks okay. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's honest work. There you go. Perfect. Not perfect, but okay. Okay. There you go. I don't know if the feet are a little bit too small. I'm gonna keep them this way. Okay, let's go to the other leg. Okay, this one does not need to be wait, we need to apply the symmetry, I mean the scale, right? Oh, we don't. Perfect. Okay, so first of all, we can see a big problem here. We can see that this muscle is sort of somewhere in the hip. It's connecting to the butt right now, but that's not what it's supposed to do. Let's remesh it first. And move it forward. It is supposed to connect to the hip right here. Right there. There you go. Which means that it's, you know, contracting. That's the right word, yeah? When it's contracting, it is when it's pulling itself together. which means it becomes more voluminous but also shorter. Well, not necessarily shorter. Yeah, it becomes shorter because, you know, you pull yourself up. Or it pulls something together, the two bones, which means it becomes shorter. Otherwise, you couldn't really pull, you know? Let's do the same that we've done for the other leg. We have one muscle that is right here, that goes from here all the way with an S curve to the side, to the hip, right here. There you go, like this. And then we have the other one on the other side, which is basically two, but we can combine them together into one, which looks something like this. Another thing to keep in mind is the knee when you bend it. When you bend your leg, the knee will become rounder. It will not actually be very pointy. The elbow is pointy, but the knee isn't really. It is more, I guess, flat, you can say. You can see it here. Her knee is quite round. That's also how you can, I guess, create your rig for your character. Basically, you can use 3 bones for the knee. I mean, for the knee, basically, or for the leg. That's what I wanted to say. You can use one for the thigh. You can use one for the calf, and then you can use one for the knee to create more natural deformations for the knee. If you only use 2, the bones naturally create a very sharp angle if you bend them, and you can kind of avoid that by using 3 bones. Another thing is she's pulling her leg to, like close to her, which means we have another sharp angle, which means we have another muscle that's being pulled together, or that is contracting, which we're gonna check in a second. Which is basically right now. So one thing I want to adjust is the thickness right here, because when you, of course, angle something, there are 2 volumes pushing against each other, which means that they need to sort of, like, they sort of, you know, push against each other, which means they become tighter. And so, oh, sorry. Which means for the leg here, we can move this part here a little bit further back, because the thigh pushes it basically a little bit further back like this. It needs some more room because we angle it this way. So we can move the leg, the thigh. The calf needs more room, so the thigh, we're going to move it a little bit further inwards like this. Which also makes sense because the muscle that is used for the calf rotation, or for the leg bending, is basically the muscle that is, if you look at the other leg, which is right here, this one. If you contract this one, because it connects to the calf, if it contracts, it pulls it up basically, and that's how you pull your leg up, basically. So let's add the muscles that I mean. I'm gonna get rid of this real quick. This, the other calf here. Get rid of this so we can actually see. Okay, we can probably also name all the objects at some point, but if we combine them anyway in the end, then we probably don't need to. So, if they contract, what does that mean? They are not as like this long anymore. They become shorter. Well, they should be longer, but because they're connected from here to the knee like this, and they push or they sort of shrink, they pull. Not the knee, of course, but the thigh. They pull it together, which also means that the volume gets thicker, but also shorter. And because there's like this thigh pushing against the muscle right here, it's a little bit flatter here, but it gets very, very voluminous, voluptuous, whatever you want to call it, right here. There you go. Okay. Maybe it's not too much. It's not enough. It may be enough. Let's bring back the leg and see if it fits in there. Or if we need to adjust it. I think it looks okay. We can probably do some more adjustments later. But what I want to do first is I want to go to the inside. We need to change the inside too. Today at work, we discussed how we want to do more video stuff. But then, you know, I always get reminded, you know, like everybody always says like, oh, we want to do more video stuff. We want to do more. For example, what we want to kind of start doing now is we want to do these, we want to kind of show our like the cases that we've done for clients. Basically all the jobs that we've done, cool jobs at least. We want to sort of show in sort of like a small reel, you could say, like a small animation. We kind of talked about that today. But then I'm always reminded of the good old word, internal work, I guess you could call it. You know, everything that is for clients, of course, has more priority. So, you know, what usually happens is you have like there's a new plan that, you know, that we say we want to do, like, hey, you know, let's do this, except for when we do mailings for Christmas, for example. There's always this thing where we sort of develop a new tool, or we develop a new workflow or whatever, or just a new project, for example, like an internal project. Yeah, like not a, well, it'll also be used as a portfolio, but it's more for us to put it on the website for people to see. It's like a show reel basically, and then if people, of course, go to the website, they can see it. And every time you have one of those projects, if there's any, of course, client project, it will have priority. But the thing is, you basically always have client jobs. So you can basically almost never work on them. And that's the problem, you know? Like, hey, let's do this and that. Hey, that sounds pretty cool, you know? We can, you know, I don't know, like, we can be more creative and do these cool projects. Wait, we have some client jobs. Well, sounds like I'm gonna do that in maybe 2 months or so. And then you're sitting there and then maybe you even forget it. Of course you shouldn't, but, you know, it is how it is, I guess. And then, you know, you don't do it for a while, and then it just sits there, and you know, it's just annoying. I see, Zachary, you're becoming a bot. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. You can see we're back on Chun-Li. Because at some point I want to get it done. It's supposed to be a mid-term project, not a long-term project like the Reaper figurine. Okay, I didn't expect this one to take that long, but I don't want to make this become one of those again. So yeah. I think we're making some good progress though, so it shouldn't take that much longer to finish it. Okay, hold on. Let me sit back down. Okay. You know what I saw today? So, oh, another thing that I wanted to ask. I think I want to do more posts on Twitter as well as on YouTube. You have the community function on YouTube. I think I want to use that more because it, I think YouTube pushes it more too now, so it's more visible, you know. Except, or well, you don't need to go to the community tab anymore for a certain channel to see it. So you can do more. You can do stuff like yeah, like polls, and it actually gets suggested to people that only really watch like one video, for example, which is pretty interesting. So I think I want to do more posts there. And I wondered if those are annoying. If I see them, I don't really get annoyed too much. Once I had like 3 of the polls underneath each other because I watched some people that post a lot of them. But I think they can be a good way of sort of, I guess, I don't know, I like the idea of them. So I kind of want to use them more. And I wonder, you know, maybe they're very annoying. Maybe just not for me. Or maybe they're, you know, maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe they're cool. They're really cool or whatever. But I kind of want to use those more. And then do something similar on Twitter probably too. Yeah, I kind of like the sort of yeah. So what I actually thought about was what I've done at the beginning of last year is I liked to do this sort of I like to create a stream schedule where I basically schedule out the week and then I create like a small small like schedule where all the topics are in basically, and and post that as a video on the live channel. You know, maybe it doesn't have to be a video, it could also just be a post, although then it's still sort of hard sometimes to really determine or plan what I want to do that week. But it could still be, I think it can still be helpful or useful, you know, kind of show. Maybe some people, you know, only see what you do once, and if they see the schedule they might, you know, see like, hey, you know what, maybe they don't do cool stuff on Tuesday, but they see on Thursday, you know, we do another feedback session, so I might join there. They're not really annoying, just pay them no mind when I open YouTube. Yeah, I think they're more prevalent, way more prevalent on mobile. I don't really see them on the desktop app actually. I don't really see them. And I think, like, for example, for polls, I think it's pretty easy because you can just like tap it once, you know, do like a quick poll and you can see the result and all that when you do it yourself, you know. I think it can be like a cool small like interaction that can actually shape the content. So you can decide what we do in the future. Isn't that great? Okay, let's get to the knee. So this knee is a little bit weirder because I need to kind of imagine what the muscles would look like when they bend. By 180 degrees, I mean. More big thigh girls. Do you know any more? I guess more Street Fighter characters? Like Cammy, I guess. Fantastic? What do you mean fantastic? I'm out of the loop. Did I miss something? Have I been asleep for the last 3 hours? Okay, so this is supposed to be the bone. The bone is there, which means the bone. Okay, hold on. Let's do some theory crafting here. So this is where the bone is, which means we have one that is right there. Then we have a little gap right here. I'm just going to accentuate it more than it needs to be. Why is it so strong in the pinch department? I don't know. And then we have the other one here. For the muscles, they would go over here. Okay, like that. The other ones would be there. Connect to the other bone right there, okay. Of course, it will really all work together very well if we join the pieces, but right now we don't need to. Not now, okay? I'm scared. This one does something different. This one, well, not really different, but it should be here. Getting thinner so it can connect to this bone here. Don't be scared. I am. I'm scared of joining the pieces. I don't want to waste my time. I'm scared of wasting my time, that's it. That's the biggest fear that I have. Wasting time. You know what I did last, like 2 weeks ago? I created a schedule for the whole week. I kind of wanted to see how much time I spent on different things, like watching YouTube videos or playing games or, you know, streaming and all that stuff. And I realized that what I would usually do, guess where that's from? Be Healthy. I guess the Bee movie, maybe. I realized that if I oh, you actually looked up some characters that have thick thighs. So what I usually do on Friday is I just chill and basically just play games until like 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and then I go to bed and then I wake up at like 10 p.m. and we eat breakfast. I know it's pretty late, but you know, it is how we do it. And I realized that if I do that, that I basically I don't lose 3 hours, but I wanted to spend them a little bit differently. So what I did now is I go to bed every day at 7:30. No, at basically I wake up at 7:30 p.m. And I yeah, this way I can sort of allocate my time a little bit better, and I think I'm more awake, you know, at most of the time, rather than being awake for like 3 p.m. Yeah. So that's what I did at some point, I think 2 weeks ago or so. Play games all day, every day. I don't know if that's, you know, that productive. But that's also something that I did because I don't want to waste my time. I don't like wasting time. Scared of being, you know, 30 and realizing how much time I've wasted and that I can't get that time back. You know? So I want to actively work on not getting there. I think I have a pretty good schedule. And the good thing is, after this month, I will have... Wait. I will have 7 hours more in a week, aka 1 hour... No, more. Well, 1 hour and 25 minutes. 1 hour and 15 minutes per day more, aka... What is that? 7 times 1.25? I guess like 8.5 times more. Well, more than that, 8 3/4, I guess, hours more in a day, in a week, which is a long time. So I'm quite happy about that. Wasting time is a scary thought. Yep. Can I have some? What, time? I mean, you can do the same and see if you can, you know, change your schedule and see if you can shift some things, or you can, you know, move some things around. Maybe you realize, well, hey, maybe I should go to bed an hour earlier, so I have some more time in the morning where nobody's awake, so I can do some stuff that I couldn't really do later, for example. So that's one thing that I can do now. And then, of course, once the quick sketch is over, I have like 1 hour 20. Like, imagine what I could do with 1 hour more in a day. Put that. Hold on. How many hours is that? Let me see. So we have 7 times 1.25 is 8.75. 8.75 per week times 4, 35 hours per month times 12 is, oh my god, 420 hours more in a year. That's pretty crazy. Imagine what you can see. So most of my games I haven't played for, well, the most time I've played a game, well, it could be Minecraft, but I don't know how much time or how long I've played Minecraft. But the game that I have the most hours in is, I think, a game that I started 4 years ago, I think 4 years ago, and it has 1,650 hours right now, which is Destiny 2. The next one, let me see what's the next one. The next one is, I can't see. No, this is only, I don't actually know. You can't see it. Can you on Steam? Can you see what's the longest hours in a game that you have? I guess if you go to games. Oh, there it is. Oh, I have Destiny 2 at 1,651. Rocket League at 1168. Grand Theft Auto 543. But then Terraria at 364. And all the others are 100 or 200 and below. I have like one at 200, one at 100, and then the other ones are like, yeah, below that. Imagine what you can do in 420 hours per year more. You could play 420 hours more, you know, games if you want to. It's your choice. So if you want to do that, you can do that. What I always like to do is if I think I said that multiple times now, but I just like talking about it. I like to, when I want to do something that requires a lot of time, or, well, not necessarily a lot of time, what I like to do is I like to create these 50 minutes pockets of time for things that I want to do, but I haven't really done before, that I'm aware of that I want to do, but I haven't really done. Like cleaning my room, for example. What I've done is I need to do that again, because I kind of stopped doing it at some point because I kind of ran out of things that I wanted to, I guess, clean. What I've done is every morning before I start working, I would do 15 minutes of cleaning my room. And, you know, just doing 15 minutes a day can really change things over time, you know? Imagine cleaning your room for an hour, how much you can get done, and imagine spacing that out over a week, then you already have, what is it? 1 hour and 45 minutes per week to just clean your room. You do that every week. I don't want to do the math again, but it sounds pretty good, you know? That's how I like to kind of add some smaller things into my, so like small chores into my day. You know, like chores are always annoying to do because you kind of always have to, like, oh, now I have to do something annoying for an hour. But if you space it up, or if you just add or create small pockets, or you just do 15 minutes and split it up into like a full week, I think it's way easier to do it. You will always come up with like excuses, you know, in your brain, but 50 minutes is like no time, basically. The funny thing is, when I then start cleaning up, or when I start, like, you know, cleaning my room, I actually need more time off, or I want to have more time because I want to continue I want to continue cleaning up. That's something interesting that I noticed. Oh, wait. There's one more thing that I want to add here. So, because the foot is pulled back, the calves are activated too, they're contracted. So they also need to be thicker, and they need to be sort of shorter. So we can make them nice and sharp here. Life hacks with Nogi, you should try it. Pretty much anything can be fun. I don't know. I don't know if cutting off your fingers one by one can be fun. But I guess he said pretty much. Yeah, I think like cleaning your room is something that's similar to to working out. Were you dread going there, or were you dread, like, you know, basically going there or doing it? But once you're there, you're happy that you did it, or once you're done, you're happy that you did it. But while you're doing it, or not while you're doing it, but only really before you go there or do it, you don't want to do it. I think that's similar for cleaning as well as for working out. I don't king shame, maybe I have too many fingers. Do you have 11? All I can think about is the Outlast scene, Outlast 1. You can never have too many fingers. I mean, I don't know if that's true. I guess you can have too much of anything. You can have too much of water. You can have enough. You can have too much of. Yeah, I think, you know, everything needs to be enjoyed in moderation. I wonder if there's anything you cannot get enough of. Let's see. I'm just gonna Google that and see what comes up. Is there anything you can't get enough of? That just sounds like a random Reddit question. The first thing is a song, can't get enough. Depeche Mode, nice. Yeah, there you go. Quora. What are some things in life that you cannot get enough of? But I want to have... Is there anything you can't... You physically can't get enough of? All I get is what a lack of sleep does to your body. Noggy stream will be the first result. I don't know. I don't see anything. Maybe there's nothing. You know, maybe everything needs to be enjoyed in moderation. Maybe, you know, it's a good thing that I don't stream every day 24/7, because that would be too much. Well, for me, of course, but for you too. You need to moderate, or I moderate for you, the consumption. Well, I guess you could just rewatch everything that I did so far, but you know what I mean. It's not going to stimulate you as much. Sleep, especially when in the right mindset. Well, sleep is always important. You know what I just noticed? We have another hour of sculpting. That's insane. It feels like I've been working on this for quite a while. But it's only been an hour, which is pretty crazy. Well, maybe probably like an hour and a half. Pretty crazy. Oh, you know what I also noticed, or what I've seen today? On YouTube, in your feed, when you go to your YouTube studio, where you can see all your videos and the newest video, and it kind of shows you how it, I guess, performed. You can see, first of all, the most recent or unanswered comments. You can also see most recent, or like, I think it says like recent subscribers, something like that. And the person that showed up was, hold on, I need to get the name right. Hold on. Derek Elliott, also known as Dirk, I guess, D-E-R-R-K. He also does YouTube tutorials. Newest one, 3D furniture rendering in Blender, FF episode 1. I think that he does more like product design and sort of showing off different products in Blender. I think I've done a few tutorials from him, but not that much. I think when I started, I did some. They're very good. If you're interested in another person where you can watch tutorials from, you probably know him already, but yeah, he made a pretty cool one, which is like a concept shoe modeling. That's actually something that I might be interested in, because I have never really modeled a shoe and they look kind of complicated, so maybe that's something I'm going to look into at some point. Yeah, that was interesting. when I saw it today. How small the world can be. Okay, there you go. The knee looks good. Let's go to the foot. Shin looks good. Oh, that's what you called it, right? Shin, and also the calves. I guess the calves are only really the muscles, and then the shin is the bone, right? I have my anatomy cheat sheet here. Look at this. I already showed them to you at some point, but soleus. Hold on. Extensor halicis longus. Superior extensor. The band of Richter. Interesting. Sartorius. Gracilis. No, gracilis. Abductor longer. Or longus. Interesting. Yeah, I can't really see the bones here. It only describes the muscles, unfortunately. Okay. So how does a foot look if it's extended like that? I guess the best way to see would be ballerinas. Let's see what it looks like. Ballerina. Images. There it is. Let me show you. There it is. I think that's a pretty good reference. Let's see what it looks like. So I think the thing that is I think an important thing if you look at feet is that you need to recognize that feet have different ankles or different joints in them, or they're basically made out of different segments, which enables them to bend. I think a problem that I notice for me is that I always thought of the foot as one shape. But if you think about it, you can actually like bend your foot. So this, like, what I always thought about is like this, that the foot bone is basically like this. Okay? But the foot bone is more something like this. And then you have one more right here, and then you have one more right here. Which means that you can rotate them. You can sort of bend them a little bit, which can lead to feet looking more like this. Where you have like a V shape like this for your foot, if the foot would look like this. Usually the foot is quite straight, but you can also bend it a little bit to make it look something more like this. I think that's something important to keep in mind for feet when you sculpt them. Because yeah, I think I always thought of foot as like one piece, but they're actually not, you know. I would recommend high beam or floor gymnasts. Ballerinas are crazy, more flexible. Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Welcome, Mercat. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. What is it? Floor gymnast. I actually, what I tried at some point, I watched, I think, a show of somebody, of a ballerina showing their tricks, and they asked if you can like bend your foot the way they can. And I tried it, and every time I tried to bend my foot the way they did, it always gives me cramps in my foot, which is pretty interesting. That you can like trigger them, or that I can trigger them, or like manually. There you go. Yeah, they still have a little bend in them, if you can see here. The other one was a little bit like crazier, but here you can see it's still a little bent. You can see here. High beam have a lot more pointed foot poses. Let's see. Let's look at high beam. High beam Gymnastics, I guess. Yeah, wow, I don't want to see the beam. Gymnasts. Wait, am I dumb? Why does it always give me... This one looks pretty promising. Let's see. Yeah, see how it's very straight, but then if you look at the sole, you can see how it's bending. If you kind of, or here you can see it too. Like, if you have your foot on the ground, it would be straight. But of course, if you then, want to bend it, you need to do something like this. Gymnast, yeah. I think this is a pretty good reference. You have one from this side, we have one from the other. I think this one is pretty good. Oh, here you can also see the different muscles. See how... Oh, hello. Can I zoom in, please? Apparently, everything broke now. The browser is dead. I killed it. Too much acrobatic. Too much acrobacy on this screen. I need to kill my... Hold on, how can I... It doesn't work. It doesn't work either. Okay. Can you post links? I can't remember. I think you can. You can try. I will see them. I think Nightbot deletes them, but I can see them. I should be able to. Let's get rid of it. Okay, let's try again. High beam gymnast foot. Okay, let's see. High beam gymnast foot. Aha. Yeah, you can see it here. This is the flat version of the foot. And then you have the... Oh, this one's even better. Look at that. Look at that bend. Look at that bend. See, straight and then zip. You can actually maybe even draw in the different... Oh, does some... Like... I wonder if there's a program where you can draw on your desktop or where you can draw on your screen, like an overlay that where you can draw on anything. That would be pretty cool, especially for the feedback session. Like what you can do with, for example, here in, if you do this, for example, you can take a screenshot and then you can edit it here with these things, for example. Hey, let's draw in here with, here you can see, we can now draw here. I wonder if there's a program where I can do that anywhere on the screen. Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to screenshot it. I want to draw on the screen itself. So I want to, for example, I want to be able to draw a circle around the eggs here. That would be cool. So I think, yeah, if you kind of think back to the anatomy that we've seen before, we have this part here, which then goes up to connect to the leg, which would probably look something like this. And then we have an ankle here. Hold on. Right here. This is just from the one time seeing it, so it might be wrong, but I think it's something like this. And then it's like this. Let's take it. You know what? Why don't we just look at some anatomy references? Foot bones. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So we can see here, if you compare that, we have... Oh, hello. Yep, thank you. So we have this part here is right here. Can you see it? Okay, you can. So this part here, the big part in the back, is here. The heel. And then we have this little in between. Then we have the first row of these, sticks. The first row of bones, metasaurus. They're called right here. And then we have another row for oh, that's the first toe bone, which is hidden in the flesh, I guess, which is right here. And then we have two more for the small toes, and we have one more for the big toe. Yeah. Okay. Which is why you can bend your foot, basically. So it's not just one solid, you know, bone. It is made out of a lot of small ones, which then can bend, which mean that they can, you know, have like a V shape for the sole, for example. Okay. Quick detour into the foot anatomy and understanding it more. Anatomy, I think I said it before, anatomy, I talked about anatomy when I said that. No, I talked about retopology when I said that. I think retopology is similar to anatomy in the way, well, retopology is similar to anatomy, is similar to math formulas, basically, or math, in the way that you read about a formula, and then by applying that formula, you understand how that formula is meant and how you can apply it properly, basically. So, you know, with the foot, we learned about how it's put together, and then by sculpting it, for example, or kind of looking at different ways it's moving, we learn more about how the different parts of the foot, so the bone and also the muscles, change the shape. It's all just a big math equation. Math is everywhere. You can't escape it. Hold on, let me... There you go. Needed to charge my wireless mouse. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if there's... Okay, let me look that up real quick. Software to draw anywhere on the screen. Draw on desktop screen. Gink. Epic Pen. Paint on whiteboard desktop. Live draw. Zoom it. Okay. I'll keep that open and look at it later. Yeah, I hate sort of being restricted to either Photoshop or Blender or I guess the Control S function or the draw tools made by Windows. I would like to have something universal that sort of transfers over to everything. That might be a good solution. Okay, I think that's a good beginning. So I think one thing to keep in mind is that the foot basically sort of takes shape. Like if you stand, your foot has a 90-degree angle, you could say, or like I guess a little bit less because of the downwards, I guess the downward tilt of your feet, the downwards, whatever you want to say, slope of your feet. But if you bend them, I think they sort of go in line with the rest of your leg. And then they curve even more than that. So something like this. They go in line and then they curve a little bit more than that. There you go. And then it also has a very deep, I guess, cut, you could say, here on the inside. It's not that deep, actually. But it definitely, well, it definitely have a similar shape than if it's just standing on the ground. Where there's a little bit more, or less volume here on the inside than on the outside. It's lifted up a little bit. Which, you know, creates this very, very, I guess, noticeable foot shape. If you've ever seen somebody being invisible in comics, you know exactly what kind of You know, what kind of, if they're at least, if they don't have any shoes on, what kind of trail they leave, you know? That's one way how you can show somebody being invisible, just showing their footsteps as like imprints on the floor. That's how I always remembered the shape of the foot. Looks kind of weird. But I think with a few adjustments here and there, we should get there. And then we can go to the hip. I think the hip is sort of the thing that ties the whole leg together. Right now it still looks very disconnected, but once we add the hip into it, it should look way better, way more natural, way more attached, you could say, like one unit. We need to keep in mind that there's the bone here. Let me see if you can find the bone, if I can see the bone. Why is my hair so fluffy? My hair is getting too long. Okay. That looks okay, at least, you know. Foot, all I expect for my feet, all I expect from them right now is for them to look okay, okay? Not much more, not less. Okay is what I'm shooting for. One reason, of course, being that we don't see them in the end anyway. I'm not going to do a shoeless. I'm not going to expose the feet. So why would I spend too much time refining them? Could be a learning session, but I think I already learned quite a lot about the feet. There you go. I think that looks pretty good. We have the inner part here too. Okay. I think that looks pretty okay. You could argue that it's not going to be as bent because she's wearing shoes, which I would probably agree, so I'm going to put it back up a little bit. You can probably have a slight, you know, rotation or bend, but not too much. So this would probably make more sense. There you go. You could argue that her thighs are that, or her calves are that strong that she can bend leather with her feet. You could argue that, I guess. But I'm gonna go with something more realistic. Let's go to the hip now. So the thing that's kind of messing me up right now is the middle part here. It's it's poking through the whole hip. So I kind of want to adjust that first so I can see everything more clearly. Oh, wait, its symmetry's on? How does that work? There you go. Anyone played chess? Oh, I've never played chess in my life. I don't even know how it works. The only thing I played is, what is the other one? I don't know if it's checkers. Is checkers the one where you have like these plates that you move around by one step, and then if there's one from one person and one from the other person next to each other, you can jump over them and then claim them for yours, or you know, take them off the board until the only ones that are left are yours. Is that checkers? Let me check. Let me check if checkers is what I think it is. Checkers. Oh yeah, it is. That's the only thing that I that's the only one that I played ever with my grandpa. And then there's an advanced version too, where you have, what is the other, oh, dude, I don't know all the English names for them. Hold on. Hold on. Where is the translation for that game? Can I switch to a different language here? Why is there no English? Dude. The cookies, yeah. Man, don't get angry, I guess? That sounds weird. It's this one here. Look at this. It's this one. Where you use, you know, the dudes. There's another game where you basically play checkers, but with like a full-on star. And you can play checkers with, I think like 6 people. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, I can't find it. But it's basically like checkers, but with like a star where you have like the small dudes sitting in each one of the star tips, and then in the middle you have the field where you can move them around. The goal is you have to move your people from one side to the other side. So, you know, from one tip to the opposite side tip. And don't get mad, brother. I guess that works too. So you move them from one side to, you have to move them from one side to the other. And the thing is, if you place your person, you can then use another one of your dudes to jump over the one that is in front. So if you have one here, you can use this one to move over the other, to move quickly, you know, and then you can chain them together. So you can move this one, you move them forward, then you can grab another one, move forward, jump, and then jump over 2, and then you can like chain them together that way. But the problem is the enemy can do the same, or the opponent, I guess, can do the same. So they can also utilize your pieces to get to the other side. So, you know, you have this bundled mess of all the pieces being together in the middle. And, you know, the person that I guess strategizes the most and sees, you know, how he can go to the end the fastest, wins the game. Because, you know, they're the one that gets all the pieces over to the other side first. I don't know what that's called though. I think that wasn't sort of a like a game board game selection. So I don't remember what it's called. Isn't that Go? Like just Go? I don't know if it's called Go. It sounds kind of weird. Maybe though. I can't remember. Go, hold on. Go board game. No, that's not it. Let me see if I can find it. Board games. Well, I'm not gonna find them. There's so many, of course. Why do I even bother? Hold on. Board game getting from one side to the other. I can't find it. What about board game star shaped? There it is. I found it. There it is. Haha. Chinese checkers. Is it that one? Chinese checkers? Chinese checkers. Yeah, that's it. Chinese checkers. Look at it. The Chinese thought checkers is too boring. Let's make it more interesting. There you go. You can kind of, you know, you have your section and this person has to move to this side and this person has to move to the other side. So they meet in the middle and you kind of have to strategize where you want to place them to get to the other side as fast as possible. Basically. Yeah, I think that was one of my favorite games. Because you can pull off these combinations, you know, like these combos of jumps, you know, like you grab the one that is standing somewhere over here and then you jump and jump and jump and jump and jump, then end up somewhere over here. That was always the most fun game. Okay. Another detour. Let's go back to Cammy's crotch. Chun-Li's crotch, I guess. So this down here is actually a bone. There's the hip right here, and all the muscles connect to the hip right here. So this is the hip, and then we have some more, you know, stuff in front of it. But the muscles all connect to a bone. So if you ever wondered where these muscles go to, that sort of go into the middle, they go to the crotch right here. There you go. And then of course we have let me get rid of this. We have the thigh muscles. Let's look at or hip muscles. Let's look at them here. What we have here is, first of all, we have of course the middle abdomen right here. Oh, another thing that I learned by Sam Webster again. I looked at his video about the ab muscles, and the ab muscles are actually, there are different layers of ab muscles. That probably makes more sense than the way they're actually constructed. The ab muscles that you see in the middle, the ones that you call abs, if you see them on somebody, for example, that is not the highest layer, or the highest layer of, I guess, ab muscles. There are other muscles that come from the side. Hold on. Okay, let me show it to you on Greg, okay? See how there are muscles that come from the chest here and go into the middle right here. They seem to just disappear where the middle abs begin. But what actually happens is that they go from here and go from here to here, and then they become very, very thin and basically cover the middle abs. So there's another layer on top of these abs, which is basically these abs coming from the side and going into the middle, and they connect to the middle here. Yeah, so they go from here, zip all the way into the middle. And you can't really see them because they're so thin above the middle. where you create a Discord server. You can look into the description, or you can also type !Discord to find the Discord server. We already have one. If you want, you can submit a or make sure to read the rules so you can use the Discord in its fullest extent, and make sure to, or you can, you know, on Thursday we have the next feedback session. So if you want to get feedback on one of your pieces, make sure to post your piece in the personal feedback section, and then we're going to look at it on Thursday. Okay, so we have the metal abs here. There you go. That's the first part. The next part, which also connects to the bone down here. I haven't looked at the genitals too much yet, okay, so don't ask me where they go or where they are. Because the question that I have right now is like, if there's a bone here, you know, where's the cooch? You know, I don't really know. And then we have a few more muscles that come from up here, like here, go up. They also connect to the bone right there, but they go up, and they need to go to the chest. So they need to probably have some more volume here. We also need to remove symmetry. I don't know why that's still active. So because we have this rotation, we need to move these muscles here further back. Make this deeper. And these ones we need to move forward a little bit, because they need to connect to the chest right there, which makes this a little bit interesting. Thank you for the follow. Hold on. Give me 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. Nicup 1988. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. If you're still here, hope you enjoyed the stream. So we have the middle muscles here, and then we have more that go like to the side here and connect to the chest. Okay. I don't know if we can do much more here. What I want to do is I want to go to the back now. Probably the most important part. How do we do the bum? So the butt is made out of 2 muscles, of course, one for one side and one for the other. But of course there are more muscles that are included here, or that are important. Let me reshape this real quick. That should work better. So, first of all, of course, we have 2 muscles here. So we can separate these 2 already. Hello? Oh, there you go. One thing that I still need to figure out is where they actually connect to. Well, they connect to the legs, of course, and then they connect to the hips. But one thing I don't really understand is why they have this sort of 90-degree angle. If you look at my reference here, look at the muscle right here. Why is it doing this? Why is it doing this weird motion here? Is it just because the muscle is that big that it sort of needs to wrap around like that? Or is it, yeah, see how it's, I guess it's just the volume that makes it take the shape. Or the way it connects. Yeah, it's weird. Because how I would see it, wouldn't it make more sense if it just like goes in this direction, so this part down here wouldn't exist? Why is it drifting away like that? That's kind of weird. But yeah, you can see here we have one on this side, one on the other, but then we have this muscle here, basically the latissimus going down and connecting to the hip too. So let's try and add that to the scene. I probably need to pull up a crotch shot, which I, can't show you. But that's probably something I need to do too. Hold on, let me see. So this is of course the first one. Then we need to separate it into 2 pieces. I would like to see, it would probably be more like this. Let's do the connection of the bum to the legs first. So for the legs, we go from here and over here, and then we need to connect to the leg right here, which means that we need to pull this further out because it needs to connect. Well, it goes in between these muscles here. It basically goes in between this muscle, the front muscle here, the outer front muscle, and then the back muscle right there. The outer back muscle, you could say. So it needs to move somewhere over here and connect, go in between them and connect to the muscle. There you go. Okay. Which means that we have some volume here, of course. If it's pulled up, I think the butt, of course, is used to pull your femur, pull it straight, to make it straight, I think it is also used to pull your knees apart, to open your crotch, I guess you could say. So if she raises her leg like this, I think it's gonna be active right here because it's gonna be pulling upwards. That's another thing I want to keep in mind here. Let's give it some more volume because it's Chun-Li. Okay. So if it's contracted, it doesn't look like it's just not it's not just round. It actually has a little indent in the middle. I don't really know how to explain it. And I think it looks like that from the bottom. I just need to look it up though. Okay, I'm gonna venture into the abyss, okay? Don't follow me. Hopefully I don't drag you down with me because then I'm gonna get banned. Let's see. I don't want to see a description, I want to see an image. Okay, well that doesn't help me either. What about muscle anatomy? That's even worse. Hold on. I don't even know how I would describe it to find fitting images for it. Oh wait, no. What if we look at, oh, I think a good one would be anime. what do you call those? Like drawing tutorial female legs, maybe? Or maybe more like that. Aha. So I kind of know what it should look like, but I would like to see the muscles from down below. But usually, oh, hold on, I have one next to me. Let me see if I could see it here. No homo, okay? Let's see. Okay. I think I somewhat get it. So, I think this is pretty close. Oh, I think now I get it. I actually saved a pretty good anatomy reference for this. I saved an anatomy reference for the hip when you look at it from the side being cut in half, so you can see the inside of the hip. I think I saved a reference image for that. There it is. I think hold on, let me show you what I mean. So if you look at the hip from the side, I think what the butt is connected to is the tailbone. I think it starts over here at the beginning of the tailbone and then goes all the way around, which creates the sort of round shape that it has. I think that's why it looks like that. Let me do some more research, okay? What is that name again? Hold on. As you can see, we're going deep into anatomy today. It is called gluteus maximus. Gluteus maximus attachment. Origin. Images. Aha. Oh no, it's actually not connected there. Wait. Well, sort of. There are multiple muscles, of course. Oh, yeah, it is. Look at this. Look at that. So it connects to the tailbone right there, and then it goes over to the rest of the hip right here. Well, that's the shape of the bum. If you ever wondered, creates like this little shell above or in front of the rest here, the other muscles. There you go. So now the mystery is solved. Okay, which means if we take that into account now, the tailbone would probably be somewhere over here, going around, and it would probably end somewhere over here. So that's where it needs to go. There you go. It needs to connect there. These muscles probably need to be a little bit further into the middle too. We can do that soon. I want to look at the gluteus maximus first, okay? So this one looks something like that. Okay. And then we have the other side. The other side, of course, as you can see, is very, very deep in here. But it actually needs to be connected to the leg. So we need to move it outwards like this. And then we need to move it downwards so it can connect to the leg right here. Which also means that it needs to go from here backwards, around this muscle, and over here. There you go. So it looks something like that. This one is actually, wait, both are contracted, right? I think so. Which means they're thicker at the beginning, right here, than at the end. Okay, this looks kind of weird, but I'm going to keep it this way first. We can adjust it later. There you go. We go to this side. We do the same. Goes down here into the leg, right here. My leg! You know, this just reminds me of the SpongeBob sound effect. I don't remember what. I think it's the fish that always hurts their leg and always screams, "My leg!" I can't remember from what episode that is. I think that's like a running meme. It always comes up at some point. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can play it because it's not gonna. Oh, I don't. I think you can hear it on stream. Hold on. SpongeBob, my leg. There it is. My leg, my leg.
Rev up those fryers, cause I am sure hungry for one. Help! Help! My leg!
My leg. Rev up those fryers. My leg.
My leg!
Okay, that's enough. Enough fun, okay? We're here to learn about anatomy. Not to enjoy these simple jokes meant for children, okay? We're here to learn some hard facts about muscles and the human anatomy. Who cares about laughing about simple jokes if we can enjoy the pleasure of knowing that we learn more about the human anatomy and we can use that in the future for our future sculpts. Let's be children. I don't know. I want to be a human. I mean, I want to be an adult and learn more about the anatomy of humans. That's what I really desire. My leg sounds pretty childish to me. I don't take part in these simple jokes. No fun allowed. I mean, you can have fun, but I won't. Okay? I'm in no fun. I'm in the no fun zone, okay? You can join me here, but you don't need to. I'm just telling you, I'm cold. I don't love here. All I do is learn about anatomy. Yeah, but I think it's coming together. It looks somewhat like the reference. I wonder, you know what? You know what? I wonder, so, you know, you get banned if you show genitals on stream, you know? I wonder at what point we've added too much detail to the crotch it could get me banned or you know, whatever, you know, I could get a I would get, I don't know, banned, for example, you know? I wonder at what point that would happen. Is it now? Is it a little bit later? I wonder, you know? You never know. I guess I'll just continue until I get banned. There you go. We'll see, we'll see. I see that you have something interesting happening. Of course, always. Welcome back, Crow. Hope you enjoyed your Tuesday. You've missed yesterday's stream. We did another follow-along sculpting session. Yesterday we sculpted Neon, the new agent from Valorant called Neon. Let's take the risk. Well, I have to. What am I supposed to do? Just end here and just let it be wrong? I can't do that. I have to continue. For the sake of anatomy. The risk. Is that the Norwegian risk? The risk? Oh. It's a high level from just the boring old risk. Oh, okay. Sounds interesting. Look at it, it's coming together. It's not fully there yet, but it's getting there, okay. Don't press it again. I would rather be careful than just do it quickly, you know, we're here to learn. Maybe you aren't, you know, maybe you're just here to listen to my nonsensical rambling. Looking for words that I don't know. Until I give up. Maybe you're here for that. I guess that's another valid reason. Why not have a brisk? What is a brisk again? Isn't that like a... I know the name or the word brisket. Is that the same? Press it. I won't. I'm too scared. Oh, hello. And then we have this muscle here. And we have some more on the side here. Do we? Yeah, we do. Which are basically the continuation of this muscle here, the big muscle in the front of the leg. The leg! And then we have the... we have the... Oh no, SpongeBob is ruining my concentration. We have the other muscles that also connect to the hip right here, and then go to the, I guess, join with the butt right here. Rev up those fryers. You know what you know why I know these sound effects? Because there's some sort of dude on TikTok that uses a whole lot of different sound effects for their and creates like a beat with them. Let me see if I can let me see if I can find it. Sound effects beat TikTok. Sound effects of Huggy? No. TikTok adds new music triggered visual effects tools. Sick. Fast? No. I don't know if I can find it. No, I'm just gonna not... I don't want to look too long, so I'm just gonna give up, okay? But it's like, you know, you have the beat in the background, and then you have like... And then you have like... I can't even say it, like... Oh, I can't even do it, like... Bruh. brr 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 brr. Or it's not. It's basically just one time, but they combine like multiple different meme sound effects together, basically. Bruh. And, my leg, river up those fryers, and stuff like that. No, it's not beatboxing. It's made in some sort of, you know, beat making software, Ableton or whatever. I can't remember what one. I don't think it's Ableton, it's something else. But yeah. But yeah. I could look it up. I know how to find it, but it would take too long. Okay, so I'm not gonna do it. I just won't, okay? Just give it up. Okay, there you go. That looks pretty spicy. There you go. Do it. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I think we got pretty far here. We finished the legs basically. We learned a little bit more about crotch anatomy. Oh, that rhymed. Unintended. So next time we're gonna do the upper body. So maybe, you know, there are two groups of people. Maybe you're the butt connoisseur, or maybe you're the boob connoisseur. You may like this stream more, or you're gonna like the next stream more, you know. Yeah, you know, next stream is gonna be more about the booby connoisseurs, okay. But that's what we're gonna do next week, next stream. I'm gonna save this and we're gonna look for what I meant. So I said I know how to find it, but I maybe don't know. Let's see. I watched a video where it was included. Let me see if I can find it. Is it this one? Maybe. Let's see. Pause. Mute. There it is. I found it. Who is it? I can't read the name. Style Points DJs. TikTok? No, TikTok. Style Points DJs. It come with egg roll? What is that? Hold on. Okay, here, let's take that one. Wait, it might be loud. Hold on. Nope, it shouldn't. Okay, hold on. That's what I mean. Do we have rev up those fryers? Nope. We don't. Oh, more? Nope. Wait, one SpongeBob. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's look at another one. Hello, I am under the water. Let's use Style Points double gulp cup. Oh. Okay. This one isn't as action-packed. I want to have the... Oh, there was Mr. Krabs. Let's see if we can find... Let's see, there are quite a few. Okay, let's look at this one. Can you actually hear it? You should, right? Yeah. Bruh. Oh, there it is. Hold on. My leg. Do we have, bro, the fryers? Okay, at least we had my leg. Hold on, let's hear it again. My leg. Okay, that's it. That's what I wanted to. That's what I meant. Okay. Okay, but that concludes today's topic. Well, at least the first half. You know, we finished the legs, and then next time we're gonna go into the upper body. I think it looks pretty good so far. You know, once we have the upper body done, we can go into, oh no, next time we're gonna do the fingers. Oh no. Well, I guess I can avoid my nightmare once more. We're gonna go into it next time. This just turned into a meme stream. No, it's gonna be, that's the end sequence. Okay, that's the end. We can do anything at the end. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do next time, which is probably tomorrow. So, you know, tomorrow I need to face my nightmare, but that's, I guess, hopefully okay. Hopefully I turn out, you know, okay at the end. Yeah, we're gonna do the upper body tomorrow, and then on Thursday, we're gonna do the feedback session. We should end these streams on memes. We could do that, you know, after the quick sketches are done. Quick sketches are done, because then we have more time in the stream, you know. Okay, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. We learned more about anatomy. We learned about the foot anatomy and how it can bend. We discovered, or we kind of talked more about how all these muscles connect or attach to the bones. Yeah. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, chatting, or just being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Maybe I'll see you next time. Until then, take care.